Hello, everybody. This is JWade over at Crypto World. So we're doing the weekly radio on Crypto World Weekly Radio, and Bitcoin Ben is normally my host, but today he's traveling, so I have a special guest all the way from California, Crypto Sherpa.
Hey guys, how's it going? Good friend of Bitcoin Ben. He's the one who actually flew me out here to St. Charles, Missouri, check out Crypto World, see how it's run and how I can help out with it as we prepare to open up a location in Florida. So, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks for being here today. And with Crypto Sherpa, he's been very, very helpful in helping us with our social media, getting us more hits on our YouTube. So he's very, very good at that. If you guys want to check him out, I think you're Crypto Sherpa on YouTube.
Yep, I am the Crypto Sherpa. And it's just spelled as it is, SHERPA, Sherpa. They're those guys who usually are Himalayan mountain men who guide novice hikers on treacherous mountain trails, and they make sure they don't die. And that's basically what I'm doing in the crypto world. The mountains are like the volatility of the crypto space, and so yeah.
So nobody's dying yet here at Crypto World, so it's a good thing.
Yes.
But I know earlier today he does one-to-one sessions with folks. I think somebody called you earlier that was wanting help on security and some other stuff.
Yep, security. Also a little bit on their taxes. Like he wants to know what he needs to bring to his tax attorney. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Always talk to your financial advisor on that and what they need to do, because most of them aren't even involved in it. But I know like TurboTax definitely played their advertisement in the Super Bowl this year saying, hey, crypto can be confusing. Let us help you out. So a lot of people are worrying like how do I report my taxes? And I was able to help him out a little bit with that.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that, because I'm just now starting to go over the things that I need to do, because it's difficult putting all those transactions on your taxes, right? So, and your CPA would probably be very upset if they have to go researching it, or if you give them a file of all the transactions for what you did this year.
Oh yeah, because it can easily be like 20 pages to 100 pages, especially if you're a crypto trader, which I am not. I don't like trading, but like if you're a trader, you're going to have like 100 pages, and your tax guy is not going to be happy on that.
Oh yeah, I'm a hodler, so I tend to keep the coins that I believe in. It keeps my accountant happy, and at the end of the day, it's normally something I believe in. Most of the ones that I'm holding, and I haven't had any that had any rug pulls or any of that stuff yet. So I can't say.
The future's unknown. Nothing's guaranteed in life other than taxes and death.
No, exactly. Well, I just got back from Las Vegas this past weekend. I was there for a conference and really got a chance to meet a lot of folks. It was called the Confiscatable conference over in Las Vegas. So they had Tone Vays and a lot of Bitcoin maximalists that were at this event, which is no big deal. I mean, it's to each its own. I'm not a maximalist, but I see their point of view on certain things. But I got a chance to meet a lot of great people, and also just let folks know what we're doing here at Crypto World. For those that are new to the radio station, we do this once a week. And, our mission with Crypto World is just to help educate the community on everything crypto. So we provide education, we provide support. We're here to help you in any way that you're looking to that you need help with. We do sell mining equipment, we sell merchandise, and also we're opening up what's called staking nodes probably in a few months. So it's something that it's very something we're passionate about here. I know today has been pretty good for us because we just got so we have a foundation that we started. It's called Crypto Without Borders Foundation.
Awesome.
And with this foundation, it basically allows us to be able to apply for a lot of the grants, educational grants out there. And we're hoping that one day the educational grants will help folks that are wanting to get into this industry, wanting to learn about it. We're hoping that the foundation would pay for, the classes here at Crypto World, or even if we want to do it remotely, we're doing virtual classes also. So if you don't want to come to the store and come to the classroom and you want to stay at home, you can do it virtually. Most people are familiar now with Zoom, since the pandemic and everybody's working from home and nobody's leaving. So we do have a virtual option. So whether you want to come to the store or do it virtually, we can help you out that way.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome that we can start doing that now. Yeah, the pandemic really caused people to go online, and now it's so much easier. Like, who would have thought that would have even happened? Like, people working from home, going on their laptop and going, "Oh, I can get educated now on this." It just changed the whole game of everything. But back on to Las Vegas, weren't you in a poker tour there too?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I was a little overconfident because, one of my vices is I used to play a lot of poker back in the day, and I for those that have listened to the station before, I told my story a couple times on how I got into crypto. It was initially back in the day when Poker Stars and some of the online poker sites were basically shut down, right? So you couldn't play poker anymore, and the only way to do it was to buy crypto or Bitcoin and use that to be able to enter into the cash or the tournament games. So I did that many, many years ago, and later realized that most of the people that were playing online were mainly professionals.
Yeah.
So I was the fish, right? So I was the ones that was donating to all these professionals because it wasn't easy for anybody else to put money into there. It was a lot of steps. Anyways, that's how I got involved in the crypto space. There's a second half of that story and how I have Bitcoin stuck in my computer because, I got so mad losing. I think I deposited like 4 Bitcoins at the time. It was only about $200 a piece.
Yeah, not much at all back then.
Yeah, back then. And then I think what ended up happening is I lost 3 out of the 4 Bitcoin playing online poker, and that's when I realized, you know what, I can't do this. So I basically slammed my computer closed, and I said, forget this. I can't play online poker anymore.
I've probably been the same way. I tried actually entering the metaverse of Decentraland, and you can actually play poker, Texas Hold'em. You just got to put some mana on there. But I loaded the Web3 website with mana, and then next thing I know, I needed to figure out like, oh, I need Ethereum to move this token. So now I just have mana sitting on that laptop because at the time, like the gas fees to move that token was like $30 to $50.
Yes.
But it's getting cheaper now today.
Yeah, I think if you want to move Ethereum today is the cheapest day to do it. I think it's what, $15?
It's like $15 lowest. And if you want to know why, it's because like the NFT marketplace was the use case of that. People are like using it a little bit less. It dropped like 50%. So that's why the gas fees got lowered with it. But I'm sure that would pick up again too.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm a hodler, so I'm not moving anything. But if you need to move Ethereum, today's the day to do it. So it's back to Las Vegas. I did get a chance to meet some pretty prominent folks out there.
Yeah,
so
you got to meet like Bobby Lee,
Yeah.
Charlie Lee.
Yes.
Charlie Lee's the creator of the Litecoin. He's still a part of the foundation, very much works with it. But like you got to meet a lot more other people too, like Natalie Brunelli. She's a big crypto person. You see her like on Fox News a couple times.
Yes, yeah, there were so many people there that have a huge following, right? So it was pretty cool. I got to meet her and Charlie Lee, and also his brother Bobby, who's now the founder of Ballet Wallets, which we do carry at the store here. Ballet Wallet is one of the newer wallets. I would say it's if you're new into crypto, it's a wallet that's easy to use, right? It doesn't require 26 or phrases, right? Because a lot of times some of these wallets are just so difficult to use. And I think if you're doing a couple $100 or even giving somebody a gift card or getting them started into crypto, I think these wallets are pretty good, right?
They're really good for gifting because it's just like a little metal card. It has your public address on there. A public address is where you send your cryptos to. You can give that to anybody. No one can take your cryptos from it. It's just all you can do with a public address is send cryptos to it and look at the blockchain that holds that crypto. That's all it can do. But like on the back of the card, you have to scratch off your seed phrase, which is like, I'm not sure, I haven't seen it, it's like 12 or 24 random words, but that's how you gain access to it to move it off of it. But it's really great and easy to send as a gift for somebody.
Yeah, so you don't necessarily need to write down the seed phrases. The only time it's already on there. The only time you would need is if you're taking the money out of the wallet,
Mhm.
right? So
That's the
that's
only
really the
time.
only time. So we're hoping that I know I talked to Bobby also about white labeling some of his wallets with Crypto World, because hopefully one day when the foundation gets up and going and we're able to get a bunch of grant, and then the foundation would theoretically help pay for a lot of the classes. So then we can go out to the community and say, hey, take a free class on Bitcoin basics or on mining, or So if we go, if you take a class on Bitcoin basics, maybe all you have to do would be purchase a wallet, which they're about $30, I think, for the wallet,
Yeah.
and then use our ATM and put $20 worth of Bitcoin in it. So the only
Mhm.
investment you have is the cost of the wallet, but you get the class for free because the foundation would be paying for it. So we're trying to think of different creative ways to get more folks into the crypto space, and also making it simpler for folks, right?
That's our main goal, is just spreading the adoption of cryptocurrencies and education out there. And I think like there are like now more than ever, the knowledge or people wanting to learn about cryptocurrencies are bigger than ever. Like it's you cannot go out there in the real world and ask someone, "Hey, do you know about Bitcoin?" It's very unlikely you're going to get a person to go, "No, I never heard that before," because it's so mainstream now. You're seeing it everywhere. You saw in the Super Bowl. Yeah, you're seeing it literally in what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. Like they have Ukraine's accepting cryptocurrencies as donations, so like that's big on out there. And then like a couple weeks ago, everything going on with Canada and the U.S. like shutting down GoFundmes, and people moved over to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin and education on cryptocurrencies is definitely booming this year for sure, because people just want to know about it. They want to be educated. Yeah, and crypto world and myself are just trying our best to help educate as easy as possible.
Yeah, Paul is and his dad, and also Bitcoin Ben. They're planning on opening. I don't know if they said 3 or 4 locations in Florida. You're from You live in California,
Yeah.
but you're moving to Florida.
Oh, got to get out of Cali. Oh my gosh, do some.
Yeah, but you can't beat the weather. I know you're probably here in St. Louis, and you're like, oh my gosh, we have 4 seasons in 1 week over here.
But I love that, like honestly, because like I lived in Cali my entire life, and it's like consistent, clear skies, sunny, hot. Like that sounds perfect and amazing
Yeah,
for you. But
well,
when you live it every single day, it's like, man, I miss for an overcast day. Come on, just give me a little rain.
yeah. Well, stick around for like 3 more months, and you're gonna be crawling back to Florida or Cal or wherever. So, but yeah, and it's great that you guys really see the vision here, what we're doing at Crypto World, and that you guys are looking to also bring this to other parts of the country.
Hmm.
So we're very excited at Crypto World to be able to work with you guys. So, but to say that, because this is the first one in the U.S., and to say that it was started here in St. Charles, Missouri, I think
Hmm.
it's kind of cool, right? So,
Oh yeah.
but as far as in the news, I know you talked a little bit about Russia and
Ukraine.
Canada and Ukraine, and,
Hmm.
and everything going on. I think
Even in Switzerland, they literally made it like legal tender out there. Like they started using Tether USDT, which is a stable coin, which is like pegged to the dollar. They're going to allow that to be spent on their taxes there, but they also added like Bitcoin into it as well. So adoption's going fast with Bitcoin. Like the very first one was El Salvador. We heard about that in September. They made implementations, and then it became legal tender, and they're doing great things. They built even a hospital called the Chivo Vet Hospital, and literally only 25 cents of Bitcoin will pay for your vet visit.
oh wow.
And it was all funded by Bitcoin. So like more countries are going to see that happening, and they're going to go, wow, they're improving a lot more. Everyone would think El Salvador is just like a third world country, like really bad, dangerous, but they're going to evolve so much faster than the rest of the world.
Well, you're seeing now other countries like Mexico and I think Brazil, and some Central American countries are seeing what's going on in El Salvador, and their eyes are opening up, and they're like, wow, we probably need to do something like this.
Hmm.
The truth of the matter is, whether you believe in the dollar or not, I know that a lot of folks are worried about this technology because it weakens the dollar, and I think it actually could help the dollar, right?
Hmm.
Because the dollar is something that everybody all over the world wants, and right now accessibility to the dollar is only to the few. So I know that you know the big news was Biden signing that uh,
Executive order.
executive order, and a lot of folks like me, we were a little worried, right? Because Russia, what they did with Russia, they basically took them off the SWIFT system, and now Russia could use Bitcoin or crypto to really circumvent that.
Yeah.
And so I was a little worried that maybe with this executive order that Biden would basically just say, hey, you know what, we're going to make crypto illegal because of what's going to go on with Russia. And I think that's why you saw, and everybody saw, the big increase in price in the crypto space.
It was both fear and good news. Like, people were worried about that, but also they were pushing towards now a CBDC, which stands for centralized bank digital currency. And that's what's going to spread more cryptocurrency adoption out there, whether it be Bitcoin or the CBDC. I personally trust in the CBDCs because it just gives governments more power to track you and everything and what you do. So
no, you're right. Because China created the CBDC coin. They didn't get quite the response they were hoping for, because other countries were like, oh, I don't want you tracking, everything that we do. And being a communist country, it's like, that stigma that's going to be there. But I think one thing, like I was saying earlier, is that the positive with the CBDC dollar is that now everybody in the world can have access to it. The US dollar is still the most dominant, currency in the world. So then I think with the CBDC coin that comes out, I think it'll help strengthening the crypto space, as long as they're not going to ban everything else, except for the CBDC. I don't think the government can and will do that, because there's so many politicians, senators, reps that are pro crypto, pro Bitcoin. We're talking to some right now. I don't want to disclose any of the names until it's official, but we have so many politicians that are coming to us that are wanting our help, either to help them set up crypto donations, or helping them write some local bills. So yeah, we're very excited about that. But one of the things that I saw in the news too that was pretty interesting was the one with South Korea.
Oh yeah, South Korea. The new president of South Korea. How much did he win by again?
He won by less than 1%.
It was crazy. And what he used for his campaign were NFTs, because he knew that the younger generation were going to be a key role in the Conservative Party for his candidacy. So he minted like 20,000 NFTs for his voters.
Yeah, I mean, that's an excellent idea. And maybe it's something that we can, Crypto World or the foundation Crypto Without Borders can help with down the road, because just obviously with what's going on, I don't know if anybody knows anything about South Korea, but the new president, Yoon, I think is his name.
President Yoon.
He's very much pro crypto, also very much pro USA. The other person that was running against him that lost by less than 1% was very much pro China. So having somebody that's pro USA, pro Bitcoin, and also I think he wants to, what was the title there? He wants to deregulate the crypto industry, which could be huge, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's now if Biden says that he wants US to be the leading crypto technology country, then he might have to fight South Korea for that, because I know with their new president, they're going to want to be the top. So very exciting with that news.
Oh yeah, very. And like, it's like this happening everywhere, like with candidacies are having crypto be involved in like campaigns and everything. Like we had this week Louisiana proposing a bill to allow crypto donations to political campaigns. So like that was just recently this week that happened.
Yeah, that is pretty good news there. I think you're going to see more like this, not just in Louisiana, but all over the U.S.
All over it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's it's pretty interesting, because before crypto, myself personally, I didn't really give a damn, right? Like I didn't really care about political policies. I didn't care about the economy. I didn't really care about what's going on.
That was me 2 years ago.
yeah. So, and it's so wild how it's been like a 180-degree flip. Now I'm now that I'm in the crypto space and I have a small business in this store, I'm looking at candidates, and one of the things that I'm looking at first is, their policies and their knowledge in the crypto space. And before, I wouldn't really care. It's like, okay, I'm Republican, so I just vote Republican, right? So
Mhm.
with now with some of these politicians that are coming out, it's I'm figuring out, the inflation aspect of it. It's like, holy cow! I think I just saw what 7.3%
7.8.
7.8 inflation, and I don't even know if inflation accounts for the price of gas, or
Oh, that's like a whole nother story as is. Like ever since like what was it? The beginning of the last 2 years, shutting down the gas pipeline and then now cutting off like sanctions with Russia where we're getting our oil from. Like, oh my gosh. Everything that's just been going on plays a key role.
yeah.
And
Everybody's jumping to go buy a Tesla, right? Or at least get on the wait list. I know I was looking at it earlier today,
it's like
and
3 years to get like a Model T. It's like what?
yeah, I should have gotten the list. So I got on the list probably 6 months ago, and then I was like, just maybe not. And then I took myself off the list, and now
You could have sold that
I'm like
list.
kicking myself because
now we need it.
everybody, like, people are buying used Teslas like at the
Mhm.
prices of the new Tesla. So
Oh, trust me, I'm scared to drive back to Cali because the prices is going to get more and more priced. I'm seeing photos like on my Instagram and Facebook, people are showing like, oh, Chevron's at $6 now. It's like,
oh my gosh.
oh man, by the time I get back, it'll be $8 a gallon.
Yeah. So I guess when you came here 3.5 weeks ago, the price for gas was roughly $3,
Yeah, it
right?
was low threes.
And you, when you left Cali, it was probably what, $4.50, $5 per gallon. So you're like,
450 was the first fill up.
yeah. So you were thinking, holy cow, this is pretty great here. The prices is pretty cheap. And then all of a
Mhm.
sudden,
And now it's starting to
yeah.
match Cali from when I left.
Yeah. Maybe you're the problem here, Paul.
Maybe, but like just seeing these price increases of how fast it can go. Imagine when it starts doing that with cryptocurrencies and it starts spiking so fast, you're gonna wish you were in on it now.
That's true. I think somebody asked me about crypto just last week, if I'm bullish on crypto, or if I'm not, or to basically convert your coins to a stable coin or not. Um, and normally, what we've seen lately is the price of crypto has normally been following like the stock market,
Mhm.
and it's something that I've been noticing. I haven't really been studying the economics to the why, but I did notice when Russia invaded Ukraine, that all of a sudden, like the same day, of course, everything bottomed out, like
Mhm.
everything just
Oh,
crashed,
everything
right?
did.
But then, as the stock market continued to slide, I saw that the price of Bitcoin specifically was going the opposite direction, and I think that to myself, I thought the reason why is because people are wanting to get into Bitcoin because they don't believe in their currency, right?
Mhm.
And it's then a domino reaction to what else is going on as far as in other coins. So for the
Yeah.
first time, I was seeing kind of a divergent or a different
Separation
direction.
from stocks. It's not like you're realizing it's not pegged to the stock market. It's not pegged to the US dollar. It's basically just based on like everything going on economic and people using it and like how they're getting involved in it now. Cause like they want to try to find some way to save themselves because nobody knows what's going to happen. And they just want to take any possibility they can. Cryptocurrencies, precious metals, any way they can try to just help keep themselves a little bit afloat from what's to come.
Yes, I think, and with oil, I didn't know, how much Europe was so reliant on Russia's oil.
Oh
And
yeah.
I think I saw it was like 60% of all their, I don't know if it was just natural gas or if it was oil too, but I mean that's a significant amount to be to be relying on one country, especially a country that's very much communist, right?
Mhm.
So
Yep.
it very interesting, and also I was interested to see how China would react with what's going on,
Yeah,
because
everyone had eyes on China after Russia. It's like, oh, are they going to go after Taiwan now?
yeah, so that could, it's all very interesting what's going on in the world today. It's it's a little bit scary, honestly.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, even the new South Korean president Yoon, he's very much pro U.S., anti China,
Hmm.
pro crypto, but he's also anti North Korea. And I think one of the things that I saw was that with North Korea doing their test missiles that they're launching before, the previous president was trying to work with them, and just like, you know what, you can do that, but just be careful, kind of thing. But with this new president, they're like, hey, if you shoot off another missile, we might just shoot back. So that's kind of a scary thought now, with Russia taking over Ukraine, with China and Taiwan, and now with North and South Korea. So yeah, I don't know what the
What the future is going to hold.
what the future holds, or really what to do, as far as in, like, man, is crypto the way to do things,
Hmm.
or is it gold and silver? I don't know.
I don't know if we're going back to that old system, like, because we got to progress. Like, we could go back to it, but we have to based on some type of blockchain type of thing with the gold and silver. Are we going to peg that, or are we going to peg now the dollar to Bitcoin? And now it's really going to have an adoption to it, because you're going to have countries and governments start getting as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely. I've been holding Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of these other coins for a few years now, and I'm still going to keep holding on to them. And I really think that what's going on oh, looks like we only have a few
We
seconds
got like a
left.
couple of seconds left, so we're going to take a quick pause, guys. And we'll come back.
Yeah, we'll come back and continue this conversation.
Yeah, so see you guys soon. Once it goes live there.
All right, I think we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed the commercial break there for a second. Me and Crypto Sherpa switched sides. We're playing musical chairs. So, to continue that conversation we were having, I think, some folks out there are, they're thinking about crypto and trying to weigh the bad and the good, right? So I tell folks, with any new types of technology, and we can compare it to, the automobiles. Automobiles came around when Henry Ford started making vehicles, and what did that do? That basically ruined the horse and wagon industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to add to that, more people probably got hurt because they were going faster on an automobile. So with car accidents, things like that happen. We also had people probably get run over by automobiles.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of I would say negative or bad things that happened with this type of new technology, and we can kind of say the same thing about crypto, blockchain, and this technology. Is it has its bad and its good.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to get rid of the cars, right? Because people died.
Nope.
And so because Russia and some of these other foreign countries can circumvent the US dollar, it doesn't mean that we need to get rid of this technology, because it does more good than it does bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I think Ukrainians were able to get over $50 million in crypto donations.
It actually went up to 100 million.
Oh my God. I'm a little late to I'm a little late to that, but yeah, $100 million in crypto donations that they wouldn't have gotten any other way, because how do we send them money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and who are we sending money to? But their government. So, I mean, with this, if the Russians or any other foreign entity tries to circumvent the system, we can at least see it coming, right? If there's like $1 billion plus, or even
moving into their wallets, like, we can see it.
Yeah,
because that's the blockchain. It's an open source ledger that anybody can see what's going on there.
Yeah, and don't kid yourself if you think that the CIA and FBI don't have somebody monitoring those type of things. So at least at least the government can see those. With any other currency, I mean, Russians could be moving gold or cash different places, and we wouldn't know.
Nope, but it's quite hard to do that. Like, at least with the purse, with crypto, it's so easy. You can send it over within an hour's time. Wow. A 24-hour period, depending on how long you take it. Are you doing it by plane? Are you doing it by ship? Are you driving it over there and then swimming across?
Yeah, and it's analogy also that I really like to use is with Bitcoin, compared to, some people say that Bitcoin, I'm one of those that believe Bitcoin is not really a currency for transaction. It's more of a store of value,
Yep.
similar to gold.
Mhm.
And so you don't really want to give out your gold to folks to buy bread or anything else. It's more of, you're hedging it against inflation, and it's going to appreciate in value. And with everything going on in today's world, the craziness, you probably want to hold on to digital gold. So Bitcoin specifically. So so I was telling somebody how our current system is, when it comes to store of value, is antiquated. Because if I wanted to transport, let's just say $2 billion worth of gold from here to, let's just say, Japan, how much money would that take to do? How much gas would I need to fill up a huge plane? How much security would I need to hire?
Yep.
How much, the time it would take? It's
an extra fee that's added onto it just to move it.
Right. So it's like, okay, if I add this correctly, it's probably going to cost me, with security and everything, probably at least 10 to 20 million dollars, right?
Yep.
So imagine doing the same thing with digital gold, right? So you're now you can transport, $1-2 billion worth of Bitcoin over to Japan with Lightning Network within seconds. Yeah, within seconds.
And once it comes to Lightning Network, then now Bitcoin becomes a little centralized outside of the decentralized network.
Yeah. Well,
so there's good and bad to it. Like, we can't improve it. Like, it's not possible.
No, absolutely. But yeah, I believe that our current way of doing things is very antiquated, and Bitcoin is something that solves a lot of those issues. I think somebody once, I don't know if it was Michael Saylor, but he said, if God created the perfect currency, it would be Bitcoin. So it's definitely changing the way we do a lot of things. It's allowing us both bad and good, right?
And in a way, cryptocurrencies is kind of biblical. They always talk about like a one world currency, and cryptocurrencies definitely does fill that spot.
Yeah. It's hopefully we don't start talking about the QAnon and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, no.
But yeah, I saw there was some article on there that we were looking at about the Senate bill.
Which one was it? The U.S. one, or is it the crypto education?
Oh, the banks. I'm sorry. I think we're talking about the banks.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the Senate passes a bill allowing state banks to offer Bitcoin custody services. So now banks can actually physically hold your cryptocurrencies for you in a fiduciary way or non-fiduciary way, where you keep your private keys, or in a fiduciary way where they set up a brand new set of private keys that are held by the bank itself. Yeah,
so basically banks want to generate revenue because they're seeing the writing on the wall that they can't rely on overdraft fees as their sole revenue stream. So they're looking at different ways, and one of them is being a custody for your Bitcoin. Now, personally, I wouldn't give a bank access to my Bitcoin, but it's kind of to each its own, right? So if you feel like you're worried that you might lose your private keys, lose your wallet, there's stories of people that have lost hundreds of millions of dollars because their significant other threw away their hard drive, or you heard about the 10,000 Bitcoins for a box of pizza. So I think I saw that. I think it was on 60 Minutes. So
that was the very first transaction that made Bitcoin have a real use case. The guy put up an ad on Reddit, I believe it was, said, "Hey, I want to buy a pizza, but I want to pay with Bitcoin." Some guy responded from Italy saying, "Hey, I got you." So he sent over him 10,000 Bitcoin because the guy sent him his public address. And then once he got the Bitcoin in his wallet, he called over and paid for his pizza in his area and had it sent to him. So that was the first
Wow.
Bitcoin transaction in real world.
Wow, that's totally amazing. You know, what's 10,000 times 40 grand? That's like what 400 million, 400 million. It's got to be $400 million or something like that. So I'm curious myself. So I'm very bad at math. So 40,000 times 10,000. So that's $400 million
for those two pizzas.
For those two. I mean, granted, they were 2 boxes, right? Not just 2 slices.
Yeah, 2 full pizzas.
So. Yeah, so 2 full pizzas for $400 million. But you know, I mean, there's many stories like that. But I think the guy that gave up those Bitcoins, he said that he was okay with it because it kind of helped make Bitcoin
real.
Exactly. Right. So that it's like I guess they were testing it out to see the efficiency and how it would work. And it you know, it being in the news, people talking about it, it's helping. Right.
It's now like a holiday in the Bitcoin and crypto world.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, like every day, like on that exact day when you made that purchase, it happened like this last year when they celebrated that day. I think it was like Mod Pizza or Blaze Pizza was offering purchase your pizzas with Bitcoin. So the guy set up an entire website to do so, and the funds go to the pizza shops and everything. So it's now a holiday, like Pi Day.
It's too bad NFTs weren't available back in that day, right? That would be an NFT moment to share. I wonder what pizza joint that delivered that pizza. If it was it 13 years ago?
It was
probably.
When was it? Someone in New York. That's where it was, but I cannot remember the shop's name.
I wonder if it was a chain like Pizza Hut or Domino's or something like that.
It was no, it was like a mom and pop shop. I remember that because it wasn't in a big chain.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean, it's you know, definitely there's plenty of stories about these type of things. People either giving out mass. Well, there was another story that I went to Wyoming hackathon. It was, I think, sometime Q3 of last year. But I talked to a gentleman that's out of he handles the blockchain education for Arkansas University. So I think he's a Razorback. But they have their own like blockchain department, and I think Walmart fully funds them. Walmart's very big into the crypto space.
Yeah, starting to.
yeah. So, but this gentleman, he was one of the first ones to mine for Bitcoin, and he was telling stories and how he used to be on like a John Deere riding lawnmower, using that to mine for Bitcoin back 12 years ago. And he also said that that he used the Bitcoin he has, I think, 4 kids, but he used the Bitcoins that he had to help fund his kids' education, and also his wife. And we were kind of going through the numbers, and you know, present day value of what these Bitcoins would be worth today would be in the billions. So now I told him, so you go around like asking yourself like, hey, are you worth $1 billion? Are you worth $1 billion? You know, right? Because he literally had billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin present day value. Back then they were probably, I think he said like $3 or $4 a piece. But yeah, plenty of stories like that. So
it's fun to look back on it. That's for sure. You know, because like when you actually spend your cryptocurrencies, like there's a way to do it where you can put them on like a prepaid Visa card. I always think of the time my dog stepped on a bee. I had to take her to the vet. I used my Litecoin card. It literally cost me like 11 Litecoin for that vet bill. And I'm going, So at the time, that's $1,000, about $1,500 maybe. But then like, who knows in the future where Litecoin go, it's like, man, Baxter, you just cost me how much money? But it was for a good cause. I'd do anything for my dog.
No, yeah, there's a lot of people out there that would they treat their dogs like their kids. And I have 2 kids and I have a dog, and I've seen some folks that are just like, holy cow, they treat their dog better than they would treat their own kid, I feel like sometimes.
But me if I had kids.
But I guess they can't. Dogs don't really talk back, right? And as they get older,
best friend.
Yes, yeah, it's like, all right, but yeah, I mean, it's like for me, from hearing all these stories and hearing from folks that have been in crypto for a long time, I think for me, it's like I personally hold my Bitcoin And then if I ever need to convert it to fiat, I just borrow against it.
That's the best way to do so.
Yes. And
Because that way you keep on your asset. You don't have to give it away. You still have it. And you're just paying back in the traditional fiat system.
yeah. And it's like, that's what the Uber, I wouldn't say the Uber smart people, but the Uber rich people have figured out the way to do it. If you look at, who's the CEO of, or ex-CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, right?
Oh, Bezos.
Yeah. So he pretty much just borrowed against his Amazon stock most of the time. He took very little salary, if any, and just borrowed against his stock option. And with anything borrowing against assets like that, it's similar to doing like a HELOC loan against your home, right? You're borrowing against your property, and you can take up to 80% against it. I personally would not recommend that. I think Bitcoin is just way too volatile to take 80% from that, because one day you get a margin call and you're like, holy cow, I gotta put that money back.
Yep.
So like personally, I wouldn't do more than like 20% just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of with me, because I personally believe in Bitcoin and crypto, and I hold other coins. I know a lot of the Bitcoin maximalists out there wouldn't be happy with me.
No.
I felt like when I was in Vegas, I felt like I was like,
you said that. You said the tension was hard
Oh
against
my
other altcoin people.
yeah. Oh my gosh. I almost had to sneak out of the convention just to talk about like Ethereum and Cardano and some of these other coins. It's like they're so anti Vitalik, right?
Yep.
And they're so anti
Charles
Hoskinson, yeah, with Cardano.
Yep.
And also
Charlie Lee
Litecoin. They also hated like Elon Musk.
Oh yeah,
so
for
it's
pushing
like
Dodge.
yeah. So they did they had an award show towards the end of the conference, and it was pretty interesting, because they pretty much, anybody that's not a believer or 100% believer in Bitcoin, they considered a scam, right? So they had Raoul Pal on there.
Was he on there?
Yeah, well, because Raoul Pal sold majority of his stake in Bitcoin and put it in Ethereum, because he thought Ethereum was going to go.
He was moving on. Sorry, because a lot of people out in the community think Ethereum is like the digital silver, but everyone's got their own opinion on what the digital silver is like. But everyone can agree Bitcoin is digital gold. I personally think the digital silver is Litecoin, and Ethereum's like the digital copper, because it's got a lot more use cases with its smart contracts.
Well, I think it's more of the digital steel, because with Ethereum, it's, all these smart contracts are being built on top of Ethereum, and they're also, I compare it to like building tall skyscrapers, right? For us to build tall skyscrapers, we need steel to be able to do that, and that's how I compare Ethereum, is that steel.
Okay, I can see that.
So I mean, now with NFTs, they use OpenSea, and to be able to mint or create an NFT, you need this digital steel, which is Ethereum. So this gas fee of Ethereum is really creating this whole new ecosystem. So yeah, I mean, that's what I consider Ethereum. Who knows what's going to happen? There's some folks that think that Ethereum is just going to go away. I personally don't believe that.
No.
I think it's here to stay. But yeah, it was kind of interesting too, because they were making fun of like BitBoy Crypto, and they were they one of the guys that I really like to follow is Michael Saylor, and Michael Saylor, I think, is their god, right? Because he's all about crypto.
Yeah.
I love Michael Saylor, and he's one of the guys that I use a lot of his quotes and what he says. The one thing though that I'm kind of like, I'm not sure about, is he 100% believes that you should not own any other asset except for Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's a
one. Like you shouldn't own properties, right? Real estate, because they're a pain in the ass, and you're getting taxed on them, and you just gotta keep up to date with it, and so nothing outside of Bitcoin, no Ethereum, no proof of stake, none of that. He 100% doesn't believe in having a financial advisor would not be happy if you're not having more than one asset, just in case something happened.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I never put all your eggs in one basket, is my saying. And it comes with also storage of cryptocurrencies. Don't just keep it all in one wallet. Like, in case something happens, like spread it around just to be a little bit safe. Just be cautious. But Michael Saylor is actually one of the biggest holders of cryptos. Like right now, like on his spreadsheets, like he owns like over 100,000 Bitcoin. Like, but that's still only like 1% or 0.1. I forget the number on hand, but he doesn't like, he may have a lot of Bitcoin, but he doesn't own the majority of it. So, which is cool.
yeah, so I guess what 10% would be how many? There's 18 million Bitcoins
In circulation
in
right
circulation.
now. There will ever only be 21 million. That is it. No more can ever be created.
Yes. So he's got 100,000. So what is that? So 10% of 18 million is 180,000. So yeah, he's got a pretty big. So I would be, if I was in the stock market, I would be buying MicroStrategies, because he holds that much Bitcoin. He's going to be in 10 years going to be a dominant company.
Oh yeah,
but
he says he's never going to sell.
No, not at all. I think he's had MicroStrategies for since in the 80s. I'm thinking, or
wow, that's how long.
It's been a long time. I think he's the oldest running CEO for any Fortune 500 company. So very impressive. If you guys are new into crypto and you want to learn, don't take it from us. Take it from Michael Saylor. He's an MIT grad.
Yep.
He was going to be a fighter pilot, and he's got an incredible story. But he's got a way to be able to educate at a level that we all understand. He likes to use a lot of analogies.
He does.
So he's one of the guys that I used to listen to for hours and hours, and I still do.
Same.
I feel like that he's most people don't even know what his company does, right?
I know, right? It's like they buy Bitcoin, right? That's what they do.
Well, I mean, that could be a strategy. It's like McDonald's. They're not really in the burger business, right? They're in the real estate business.
Yep.
So
didn't Michael Saylor actually ever work for McDonald's at one point? Because there was a funny meme out there, like during the last dip in the markets, and they showed Michael Saylor actually working at McDonald's, and like I think he was a manager.
Was he really? It had to be like,
but it was like
in
college.
college.
He looked so young.
It had to be. It had to be in college. I didn't hear that story. I do remember Michael Saylor early on, back in the early 2000, when 2012 maybe, but anyways, when he heard about Bitcoin, he tweeted out to his network that it was a scam. I think it's kind of how ironic, how everything kind of comes back around, because with Michael Saylor, he back right around the COVID time, he had a decision to make. I think if you listen to his YouTube, he'll tell you that everybody around him, all the smart people, right, were telling him that you shouldn't hold on to cash. And he had about $500 million worth of cash in the bank for MicroStrategies. And with COVID, everything going on, he knew that the inflation was going to kick in, and the economy was going to tank. So he knew that the dollar was going to be a lot weaker.
Yep.
So he had some options to, he was either going to put it in gold or into something else. And somebody kind of told him, like, hey, have you thought about putting that 500 million into Bitcoin? And then he kind of thought about that tweet that he did, that he tweeted out years back. And he said, no, I don't think so. But one of the guys said, maybe you should, take some time to like understand Bitcoin before you make your decision. And he said that was the best advice he's ever gotten. And I think he spent maybe 30 or 40 hours trying to understand Bitcoin. And after doing his own research, he decided, even though that a lot of the board members really didn't agree with his decision, but he decided to put all $500 million into Bitcoin instead of gold. And fast forward to, like, I think this was maybe 6 months ago when they were comparing his decision. So his $500 million turned into almost like $3 or $4 billion.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy how much he was able to, turn that $500 million into. And then if you would have stuck with gold, it would be worth like $480 million, maybe even less. So it was the smartest decision that he's ever made. And that goes to show you, right? Like, hey, just do your own research, right? Don't go listen to mass media and have them make your decisions for you and what to do. Go do research and find out for yourself. And I think that's why we have this show every week. We have it every Saturday from 5 to 6. And if you miss the show, or if you want somebody else to catch what we're doing, we're airing this also on our YouTube, and on our channel, the Crypto World.
It's Crypto World. The easiest way to find us on YouTube is just go to our website, shopcryptoworld.com, and click on the YouTube link, and that'll take you straight to us. So yeah, subscribe, and that way you don't miss a beat over our crypto weekly recaps. It's usually with Bitcoin Ben and you. I'm just filling in as he's driving to California right now for a meetup with Bix Weir. So I'm glad to be replacing him for the day. But then you can also keep up on our Crypto Over Coffees every Tuesday, where we have a random speaker come in and just talk crypto. It can be anything: staking, IRAs.
Yeah. We get a lot of new people that come into the store. Come to our Crypto Over Coffee just to learn about different things and just to meet folks. So it's a free event every Tuesday from 9 to 11. Usually it goes closer to noon because everybody's kind of just standing around talking about crypto.
Yeah,
and
so we might not get started till like 9:30.
Yeah, right. And for those people that can't make it during the morning, or you're just not a morning person, we have Bitcoin Over Beer every third Thursday of every month. Unfortunately, this month I think we're going to do the fourth Thursday, just because the third is on a holiday. But yeah, we have different. Those events are free. We have different speakers that talk about topics that go from like NFTs to mining to the basics. To
Could you just imagine though if that was this Thursday, St. Patrick's Day, everyone's getting blatantly drunk. Let's go Bitcoin!
Yeah. Well, our Bitcoin Over Beer would have to be like green, right? So we'd have to figure that out. But yeah, it's I know you're big into St. Patrick's Day.
It's like one of the holidays I do celebrate with my friends. Like I don't go drinking out really ever unless it's a holiday. So Halloween, maybe New Year's, St. Patrick's Day, but the rest of the year, no drinking for me. I'll take my soda water, which is a Cali thing.
Yeah, you're already drinking a lot of orange Bitcoin, right? So you're already active with this community. We're if you guys want to follow him. I think you're also, did we add you to our website on crypto.com or crypto world?
I don't think you guys have yet. You guys gotta get on that, because I gave myself the title Chief Content Delivery Guy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Crypto Sherpa is going to be leaving. He's here for 1 month. He's going to be going back to California, also going to Florida. But he's going to continue to do our YouTube content, which I'm so happy about because he does such a great job. So he does weekly recaps
every Friday for Patreon members, but then it goes public on Sundays.
Yeah, so we do have a Patreon page. It's very, very inexpensive. It's $5 and $5.20 and $50, I think, per month. But it's just, if you want to talk to us directly, or if you want an email update on some of the picks that we like of crypto, or early access, right, to some of our events. We're planning on doing a Crypto World conference here in the St. Charles, St. Louis area, probably Q4 this year. So we're very excited to bring people from all over the U.S., if not the world, to come to St. Louis. Hopefully the weather's not like today, but but yeah, so many exciting things. I know we're coming up to our time here.
30 seconds.
So we appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, just visit Crypto World at shopcryptoworld.com. You can visit our store at 2788 Muegge Road in St. Charles, Missouri, or you can just give us a call, 636-317-1053. So, and just stop by one of our events or just give us a call. But we appreciate it.
So yeah, thanks for joining in, guys, and take care.